Do you want to know what my secret to success was when I was selling cars? And pardon me, without a word of a lie, my background was in entertaining. I've been a singer and grew up not knowing anything else but getting up in front of people, performing and doing silly things and telling jokes and learnt guitar and all that. Do you know, in Australia, if someone is extremely happy, and I mean, ha ha ha, really, really happy, people, and I'm not saying everyone, but people think there's something wrong with them. What the hell's wrong with that person? What's that person on? Yet, if they come around and they're sort of droll and sort of, like that sort of thing, we accept that. Why do we accept that? We accept that because that's what we've grown up to know. And in the car industry, what happens is customers come in and they've got their defence mechanism, which means they're a little bit, how do I put it, they're nervous. They're about to spend a lot of money. And salesmen, because a lot of them don't actually buy any of the cars and actually probably get a drive car, they don't see $20,000 or $30,000 as actual real money. It's like when you go to the casino, you see money as chips. Once they become chips, they become no denomination. I mean, a $25 chip in your hand, if it's a chip, it's just a chip. But if it was $25, you'd see two real notes, then you'd realise that would probably normally be on an average person's hourly rate, and that's a good hourly rate. So my big lesson for this one is you be happy and the salesman be happy. Have a bit of fun while you're doing it. Crack a few jokes. It's it ain't rocket science car selling. I used to wear a flary old jacket and silly red pants, and salesmen used to think I was silly and stupid. Yet guess who was on 29 deals a month? And guess who was on 12 deals a month? The one that thought that I was stupid. So really, who's laughing at who? 29 deals a month in the car trade is probably almost double of what's expected of a typical car salesperson. Their average, they have to, these guys are under a lot of pressure. I mean, their manager, it starts the dealer principal, or the owner of the business, then the dealer principal, then the general sales manager, and the new car manager, and the used car manager, then the 2IC, then the senior salesman, then the salesman, then the sales cadet, and it just keeps going and going and going. Everybody watches each other, and it's a vicious, hard game. These guys work 60 hours a week, most of them, and good ones earn good money, but there's a lot of average ones out there, and unfortunately, there's a lot of guys out there that have had 30 years experience, they've had 1 year experience, 30 years over. So just because they've been in the trade for 30 years doesn't mean that they're 30 years experienced. They've just learnt and repeated what they've learnt in their very first year. Car selling is all about information, a provider of information to the customer. Definition of a salesperson is a person that provides the customer with enough logical information on their day of purchase to help them make a decision. Doesn't necessarily mean you buy on the day. And the definition of a customer is someone that helps us eat at night. So you are a client. A client and a customer are two different things to me. A client is red carpet treatment from the minute you walk in to the minute you walk out. And if you don't buy a car, I don't say why or how, or I can ask you, what can I do to try and sell you a car today? But you might be one of these sort of people that aren't spontaneous. It's funny, I've met a lot of dealers that say, get out there and sell them a car. Yet if they were told the same thing, they turn around and go, no, they actually don't believe in the way that we sell would be not the way that they would want to be sold to, if that makes sense. They love us doing it, but they hate getting it. Hence, I'm sure we all hate telemarketing calls, but did you know if you pick up the phone and you call 8 people, out of one of those 8 people, you'll at least get one person that'll at least get you to the second base. And that's how these telemarketing firms work. Well, in the car trade, if 4 people walk in the dealership, one of those 4 people are going to buy a car. And that's statistically just how it works. You won't sell everyone a car. Rejection. Go to a bar. Go to a bar and try and, if you're a single male for a single female, unless you're really lucky, ask 4 ladies for a dance. You may get 1 out of 4 if you're lucky. You may get none, or you may be really lucky and strike it rich and get all 4. Who knows? I've never danced with 4 people before, let alone 4 ladies. But what I say, my advice this time is have some fun. Go in, have some fun, and enjoy the fact that it might sound really weird that you're spending a lot of money, but you feel like the king for the day. You feel like if your money's in your bank, I always say get it out first and roll around in it before you give it away, because once it becomes a bank check, it just looks like a piece of paper. Yeah, it might be $30,000. Have you ever seen $30,000 in $100 bills? But then don't do that. Don't take $30,000 into a dealership because they cannot accept it. It's illegal. And any dealership that does is breaking the law. No, don't do that. I mean, I've seen $30,000 in $100 notes, and a little Asian gentleman brought it into me, and I couldn't take the money off him. He had to go to the bank and get a bank check. Would love to it, but couldn't do it, and wouldn't do it because it's illegal. Anything over $10,000 has to get a 30-page report written from the income tax department of where, how, when, why, and it's too hard. Go and get a bank check. It's easy. Some people think by paying cash they're going to get a cheaper deal. Well, actually, it's the opposite. We would rather you take finance. Finance, we get a referral fee, and cash is cash. Yes, cash is a quicker deal, but it's gone are the days of 10 years ago where if you said cash, the dealer would say, well, whatever I want to write down on the contract, I can write down. That just doesn't happen. It's cash is just good on you. If you've got cash, you're not paying interest. So you're getting a great deal anyway. So don't get too phased if a salesman says we'd rather you have finance, because that's the true fact. They would rather you have finance. Keep your money. You're buying a depreciating item. As soon as you drive out the gate, whether it's a great deal or not, you are. Don't forget, what people seem to forget is when you buy a car, right, and it's drive away, as soon as you drive out the gate, you've lost the stamp duty. And the stamp duty on an average car is 4%. So let's just say it's $20,000. So there's, I don't know, $500-600. It may not have registration on it, so that might have had to been put on it, which is $600. There's a transfer fee. There's whatever accessories you may have put on the car. Now all that comes off the car as soon as you drive out the gate. GST. As soon as you drive out the gate, it all comes off. So your 20 grand car becomes 16 grand driving out the gate, and then you wonder why your car 6 months later is worth $11,000 or $12,000. Well, it wasn't worth $20,000 when it drove out the gate because you had to pay all the government charges and all the other things. And that's what people keep forgetting, So look, have some fun. I always have fun with people because at the end of the day, I can't make you buy a car. No one can make you buy a car. Anyone says they can are liars. Pinocchio, nose growing. They might think they can make you buy a car, but they're the guys that are struggling. They're the guys that are always the guy at the bottom of the thing, at the bottom of the ladder. You can always tell someone that is a good sales professional by they walk across water. There's just something about them. There's an aura about them, almost like they don't want to sell you a car, because they'll come up to you and they'll talk to you about everything bar the car. And you'll see them being genuine. I always go by eyes. I'm an eye person. I can tell someone that's being genuine by their eyes. And people that can't look at you or have their glasses on the end of their nose, or you grab their hand. Well, I hate a handshake that's a wet fish. All these people that dominate you by turning your hand over and all this sort of thing. It's just doesn't need to happen. We're all in charge. We're all equal. That's why you'll find you go into dealerships, there's round tables now, not square tables. No one's in charge. You know, you go into a dealership and they have rectangle tables, don't sit on it, because it means on one side you've got someone in charge and on the other side you've got someone that has to take the orders. Go and sit on a round table. These dealerships know all this, and if they're not prepared to abide by the modern day rules, then they don't deserve the modern day customer. The modern day customer now has technology, has internet, has waves, has videos like this to educate them, and if the dealership want to be from yesteryear, then and you're prepared to buy from them, then you're going to get the experience of what had happened in the years where people were getting rorted and ripped off. I'll tell you now, dealerships make very, very, very small margins on new cars especially. They rely on you servicing with them, buying spare parts, and the way to do that is to be loyal to them. And in return for loyalty, you expect service. If you don't get it, then you're not going to be loyal. Mind you, if you live in Moe or up in Albury and you have to bring your car to be serviced in Frankston or Dandenong, then that's not viable. So there's some deals where they know that that can't happen. So anyway, that's enough for me. The whole subject of this particular matter is have fun. If you can't have fun, then don't do it. Do it the day you're feeling good. Don't do it the day where you're feeling stressed or the kids are stressing you out or they're crying or whatever. Because let me tell you, you'll make the wrong decision. You'll buy the wrong car. Have a nice day.